It's day 229 and it's time to meet another one of my friends. So without further ado, please welcome to the screen curator, designer and tennis player. Where has he gone? Has he gone? He's left. Oh, it's Katie Lodwick. I thought you'd gone home. Oh, you are at home. Everyone's at home.
Hi, Paulus.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Yes, not doing bad. Yes. How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm glad. I forgot about your tennis playing exploits. I can't do it myself. Have you been playing during lockdown?
We haven't been playing during lockdown, no, but we're getting into practice and hopefully we will play again one day if we can find some tennis courts we can play on. But yeah, I thought that'd be a fun thing to throw in because people don't think of me as a athletic at all. I don't know why.
Well, you've always stayed very trim, dear. That's what I will say for you.
Well, one tries.
So, well, I was going to tell people how I know you, but that's your job to tell everybody with my first question, because I've got 3 questions for you, Katie Lodwick. Are you ready for your first?
Yes, I am.
Katie Lodwick, what is your recollection of our first meeting, please?
Well, we first met. I was designing the show Ruthless, and it was September 2002.
Oh my lord!
And I know it's nearly 20 years ago, and I had sourced all the costumes without meeting any of the actors with Omar Okai, the director. And
this is the Okai Collier Theatre Company.
Yes, that's right. Yes, and we met when you came in for your costume fitting. So you swept in, stubbed out your senior service, and said, "I don't wear red." No, you didn't. You didn't do that. You were charm personified. And what was so extraordinary about that show was all the costumes that had been sourced were all original vintage 50s and 60s clothing that we then tweaked and adapted for the actors to wear. So you were wearing vintage clothing of the era, which was rather wonderful.
It was beautiful. My big hat, though, didn't you have to make my hat, though, or did you adapt it?
I remember when we first met in the fitting room, we had a conversation about I really wanted to find a kind of a Joan Crawford style big picture hat.
Huge. I can see it behind you. There's a photo of it.
This is the archive. Photographs, reviews, designs, and I just knew I had to find this picture hat for you. And we had a long conversation about that. And eventually I did find one, and I borrowed it from the learning department of the Theatre Museum, who kindly lent it to me.
And rest in peace, the Theatre Museum.
Yeah, and it kind of brought it all together. But it was a fantastic show to work on. Really happy memories. And as you know, one can't often always say that about theatre, but for this show I can. It was just great. And I met you, and I met Louise, and all those people. And and after that, I think you sort of hosted me into the Battersea Barge. And the rest is history, as we say. And I began doing some stuff for you at the Battersea Barge.
Yes, so more designing, and Louise Hollenby was also there, like she was in Ruthless, and the rest is history. Now, your second question, Keith Lodwick, is how are you keeping creative at the moment, my dear?
Well, creatively, during this strange period, I've been doing some writing to keep the kind of the brain cells kind of going for a book about film and theatre costume. Which is good. But I've been doing loads of gardening, we're very fortunate. We're in Devon and we've got a lovely garden. And I spent loads of time out in the garden. We've planted vegetables, which have grown.
God, what have you got?
We've carrots, onions, some lettuce and ginger. Now it's all
like the war.
I know. And now it's all grown, we're thinking we better sort of perhaps harvest it.
Well, you could sell the ginger onto all of your performer friends because it's very good for the voce, darling, come the winter time, as you know. So you were talking about a book just then, and I can see Hollywood Costume, the V&A book behind you. You were involved in Hollywood Costume, and presumably the book that came with it that I've got a copy of. Yeah. So is this a sequel that you're writing? Hollywood Costume 2, The Revenge.
Yes. Not quite a sequel, but a kind of another publication, another definitive book. You know, they're always definitive books, aren't they? This is another definitive book.
Until the next one. Yeah.
So yes, for Bloomsbury. So I'm not sure when it's coming out. I'm not sure they know. So watch this space.
Do they know you're writing it?
They do know that. Yes. Well, I'm one of the contributors.
They may or may not know.
I'm one of the contributors. It's for Deborah Landis. She's the main editor, so I'm doing some work for her.
Marvellous stuff. And your third question, Keith or Katie Lodwick, is what are you looking forward to doing that you cannot do at the moment?
Well, I'm sure most people have said this. I mean, all these Zoom calls and Microsoft Teams are all very well, but honestly, I really miss seeing people. I miss our neighbour Joan in London. I miss seeing friends. And we're really used to having visitors come and stay with us in Devon, because Devon is very handy for Cornwall. So anyone that passes through going to Cornwall comes and stays with us. And you and Alessio have been here. And we love hosting people. And not to see anyone except the Sainsbury's checkout people is rather strange after a while. So I really miss seeing people.
Well, I hope you will get to see people very soon. Now, listen, we're running out of time right now. But guys that are watching, don't forget to press the subscribe button for more like this. Sadly, Keith will not be with us tomorrow, but I will see you all tomorrow.
If we're saved.
Word perfect, Lodwick. I love it. Thank you, darling. Lots of love. Take care. Lots of it.
Lovely to see you. Take care, my darling. Bye. Bye.